At 3:06 a.m. on August 23, 2025, a young woman steps into a stranger's SUV and disappears forever. The grainy surveillance footage from a Hyattsville parking lot captures 19-year-old Da'Cara Thompson walking with purpose across University Boulevard. She's alone, her steps steady, unaware these are her final moments of freedom. A black GMC Yukon sits in the shadows, engine humming, its driver waiting. She leans toward the driver's window, exchanges words for just 40 seconds, then walks to the passenger side and gets in. The door shuts. Her phone goes silent. No signal, no trace. Hours earlier, she texted her father from their Lanham home, "I'm getting gas. Be back soon. Love you. Good night." Those words, filled with routine care, were her last. 8 days later, Maryland State Police respond to a disabled vehicle on Route 50. A trooper glances over the South River Bridge railing and spots something chilling. A young woman's body, naked, broken, thrown 30 feet below. Her skull is fractured, her face shattered, discarded like trash. The discovery links back to Da'Cara, last seen on that haunting footage. Her mother, Carmen, speaks through tears in a press conference. "I just want my baby back." What led her to that parking lot? Why did she trust the driver? The man behind the wheel, Hugo Hernandez Mendez, wasn't supposed to be free that night. Months earlier, he walked away from a DUI arrest. Despite warnings, he was a risk. This isn't just a crime. It's a tragedy that could have been stopped. Welcome to True Crime Intel, where we dig into the cases the headlines miss. This is Da'Cara's story, a tale of trust betrayed, a system that failed, and a family left with questions that may never be answered. But what happened in those dark hours after Da'Cara's phone went dead? The answer lies in a bedroom where screams went unheard. Da'Cara Thompson was a young woman with a future bright enough to light up her community. At 19, she wasn't chasing college like her peers. She chose service. A recent graduate of St. Charles High School in Charles County, Maryland, she joined the Maryland Service Year Option, a program backed by Governor Wes Moore to nurture young leaders. Da'Cara worked at nonprofit Prince George's County, helping manage local charities. Co-workers remember her as curious, always jotting notes in meetings, asking about affordable housing and community growth, steps toward her dream of a real estate career. In an interview, she said with confidence, "Real estate, that's where I see myself." Her favorite color was pink, her birthday, August 8th, and she admitted to disliking new people, a shy streak that made her warmth even more special. Living with her father in Lanham brought them closer. Their nightly texts were a ritual of love. "I love you," he'd write, checking in before bed. "Love you too. Good night," she'd reply. He'd watch her leave each morning, dressed professionally, proud of the woman she'd become. Governor Moore later mourned her, saying, "She was a bright light in our state, a light extinguished by someone who shouldn't have been free."
But I did want to reflect on Da'Cara Thompson, young 19-year-old graduate of St. Charles High School in Charles County. She was living with her father, and part of the reason she lived here is because she was working for nonprofit Prince George's as part of her service year option that she decided to participate in, and that this activity is sponsored by our Governor Wes Moore. So this is a young woman who dedicated part of her young life to serving others, And I want that to ring home to all of you, that this is a good young woman who wanted to do good for her community. and now her community will stand behind her family as we seek justice for her.
16 miles away in Bowie, Hugo Hernandez Mendez lived a darker story. At 35, he was a Guatemalan immigrant working for a Baltimore landscaping company, sending money home while dodging authorities. Hugo had a problem: alcohol and drugs. His cousin later told police he binged every weekend, splitting paychecks between bills and bottles. The black 2007 GMC Yukon XL Denali, outside his shared home on Cambridge Drive, was his domain, though it belonged to a relative. Roommates avoided him when he drank, hearing him stumble through the house, bringing strangers in, music blaring. His bedroom was his private world until it became a crime scene. Hugo's run-ins with the law should have stopped him. In May 2022, Prince George's County Police arrested him for DUI. He paid a fine and walked free. In April 2025, just 4 months before Da'Cara's death, U.S. Park Police caught him drunk on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. ICE flagged him as undocumented, requesting detention for deportation. Local sanctuary policies refused, and he was released pending trial. His cousin's words to investigators paint a troubled man. He had serious drug and alcohol problems. 2 lives, one full of promise, one spiraling, were about to collide. While Da'Cara drove into the night, Hugo waited at a nightclub. Did fate or something darker draw them together? On the evening of August 22, 2025, in Lanham, Maryland, Da'Cara Thompson's night seemed ordinary. After dinner with her father, he sent a routine text. "I love you, heading to bed, just checking on you." She replied, "I got gas and I'm out. Should be back soon. Love you too. Good night." It was a simple plan: fill up her white SUV and return home. But Da'Cara didn't head to a nearby gas station. Instead, she drove miles away to Hyattsville in the opposite direction, for reasons no one can explain. Her family later grappled with this mystery, some wondering if she was lured, others questioning if she knew someone there. At the same time, Hugo Hernandez Mendez was starting his night at the Galaxy nightclub on University Boulevard, a spot known for late hours and a lively crowd. By 2:00 a.m., he was drinking alone, paying cash for a hefty tab, which caught the bartender's eye. He claimed he was waiting for an ex-girlfriend, but witnesses saw no one with him. By 3:00 a.m., the club began closing, and Hugo walked to his black GMC Yukon, engine on, lingering in the parking lot across the street. At 3:06 a.m., security cameras captured Da'Cara pulling into a nearby lot. She parked, locked her SUV, a sign she planned to come back, and walked toward Hugo's vehicle. She leaned in, spoke briefly, then climbed into the passenger seat. What was said in those 40 seconds? Was it a promise, a trick, or something more sinister? Her phone went dead right then. No signal, no trace, just silence. By 5:00 a.m., at Hugo's home on Cambridge Drive in Bowie, a roommate woke to unsettling sounds from his bedroom. Grunts, muffled cries, signs of a struggle. They later told police it sounded like someone wasn't enjoying it. The noises stopped abruptly, leaving an eerie quiet. Da'Cara was likely already gone, her life taken in that room. Autopsy reports would later suggest strangulation and injuries, hinting at assault before death. As dawn broke, Hugo made a cold choice. He wrapped Da'Cara's body and carried it to his Yukon. No roommates heard him leave. He drove east on Route 50, a quiet highway at 6:30 a.m., stopping at the South River Bridge. There, with commuters passing unaware, he lifted her naked body over the low railing and threw it 30 feet to the rocky riverbank below. The fall fractured her skull and face, masking earlier wounds to confuse investigators. Hugo drove back home, leaving her body exposed for 8 days, unseen despite being visible from the bridge. Some online speculated she knew Hugo, pointing to her calm approach, while others believed she was coerced. Her locked car, a clue she meant to return. For 8 days, Da'Cara lay undiscovered, until a chance glance from a bridge changed everything. On August 31, 2025, at 4:50 p.m., a Maryland State Police trooper responded to a routine call about a disabled vehicle on the Route 50 bridge. While securing the scene, he glanced over the railing and froze. Below, on the rocky riverbank, lay a body, human, female, unclothed, and in advanced decomposition. At first, he thought it might be a mannequin, but the truth was far darker. The position suggested she didn't jump. She was thrown. Police linked the discovery to a missing person case. 19-year-old Da'Cara Thompson, last seen 8 days earlier on surveillance footage entering a black SUV in Hyattsville. On September 1st, the medical examiner's autopsy revealed chilling details. Despite the body's condition and injuries from the 30-foot fall, there were signs of trauma before the bridge: defensive wounds, marks of strangulation, and injuries suggesting sexual assault. On September 3rd, Da'Cara's family faced the unbearable task of viewing photos. Through tears, they confirmed it was her, their daughter, who dreamed of real estate, who texted, "I love you," before vanishing. A family friend shared their grief in a local news interview. "She was our bright light, gone too soon." The investigation moved fast. Detectives traced Da'Cara's final hours using cell tower data. Her phone pinged from Lanham at 11 p.m. on August 22nd, then Hyattsville at 3:20 a.m., before syncing with another phone, Hugo Hernandez Mendez's, on a 16-minute drive to his Bowie home. Her signal died at 5:03 a.m., but his kept moving, stopping at the South River Bridge for 4 minutes at 6:30 a.m. Surveillance from the Galaxy nightclub, nearby lots, and traffic cameras pieced together the night. Hugo drinking alone, Da'Cara approaching his Yukon, her getting in. On September 4th, police raided Hugo's Cambridge Drive home. As he walked toward his Yukon, keys in hand, they arrested him. Inside his bedroom, investigators found blood droplets on the walls and mattress, a pink and white fake fingernail matching Da'Cara's, and, in the outdoor trash, a blood-soaked napkin with her hair, black with a red tint. A neighbor's statement to police added a haunting detail. "That morning, I saw smoke in their backyard. It smelled like burning trash, not wood, probably evidence."
It is the first time I'm speaking publicly about this. Like I said, I live directly next door. I was 40 feet away from where the attack happened. The smell, it's different. It's not brush smell. It smells more like something you'd smell akin to like a trash burning or something like that. I would be willing to bet that they were burning evidence of some sort. I know that when I told the detectives this, I know that that ash pile that was back there is no longer back there.
Hugo's interrogation unraveled quickly. He admitted being at the club, driving the Yukon, but claimed he was waiting for an ex-girlfriend. When confronted with the cell data and evidence, he said, "I want a lawyer." The evidence was overwhelming. But the real shock? This crime could have been stopped before it began. If this case has you gripped by the pursuit of truth, hit like and subscribe to True Crime Intel for more stories that uncover what others miss. On September 5, 2025, Prince George's County Police Chief George Natter stood before cameras to announce the arrest of Hugo Hernandez Mendez, charged with first-degree murder, premeditated and deliberate, and second-degree murder, a killing driven by malice. Hugo was held without bond, facing a preliminary hearing set for October 8th. Behind the chief, Da'Cara Thompson's family wept as the grim details of her death were shared publicly for the first time. The evidence was undeniable. Blood in Hugo's bedroom, a matching fingernail, her hair in his trash, but a deeper truth cut even harder. This tragedy could have been prevented. Investigators uncovered a trail of missed chances. In May 2022, Hugo was arrested for DUI in Prince George's County, fined and released. In April 2025, just 4 months before Da'Cara's murder, U.S. Park Police caught him drunk again on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, flagged him as undocumented, requesting detention for deportation due to his repeat offenses. Prince George's County, following sanctuary city policies, refused. Hugo paid bail and walked free. Carmen Thompson, Da'Cara's mother, spoke at a press conference, her voice heavy with grief and anger. "I'm disappointed. If they'd done what they were supposed to, we might not be here today." Hugo's life revealed a pattern of chaos. His cousin told police he battled drugs and alcohol, spending weekends in a haze, often bringing strangers to their Cambridge drive home. That black Yukon, his constant companion, became a tool of betrayal, a vehicle Da'Cara trusted enough to enter after a brief talk. Why did she get in? Some online speculated she knew him, pointing to her calm demeanor on the surveillance footage. Others suggested coercion, perhaps a hidden threat. Her locked SUV, left behind in Hyattsville, showed she planned to return, not vanish with a stranger. The internet turned cruel, dissecting Da'Cara's choices. Why was she out at 3 a.m.? Why say gas if she went elsewhere? Carmen pushed back in a public plea. "Please stop spreading hate about my daughter. Show respect for our family." The speculation painted Da'Cara as reckless, ignoring her youth, her dreams, her final "I love you" to her father. A community member's video rant captured the outrage. Don't treat her death like your own true crime special. Offer condolences, not theories. Hugo's psychology, a predator enabled by addiction and leniency, clashed with Da'Cara's trust. A fatal misstep in a moment of vulnerability. Justice was coming, but a deeper question lingered. Was this one man's crime or a system's betrayal? As Hugo Hernandez Mendez sat in custody, charged with Da'Cara Thompson's murder, the case exposed a web of failures that went beyond one man's actions. The real twist wasn't just Hugo's crime. It was how the system let him slip through, time and again. His 2022 DUI arrest ended with a fine. His April 2025 DUI, flagged by ICE for deportation, was ignored due to sanctuary policies in Prince George's County. These missed chances left Da'Cara vulnerable that August night. But the ripple effects didn't stop with Hugo. After his arrest, ICE returned to his Cambridge drive home, detaining his cousin's husband, another undocumented immigrant, despite no link to the crime. His cousin Maria told reporters, "They took him without a warrant, in front of our kids, even after he helped the police." This sparked heated debate. Some argued sanctuary policies protect communities. Others claimed they enable danger. Da'Cara's death also shone a light on a broader crisis: the neglect of missing black women. Advocates noted black women make up nearly 37% of missing female cases, yet their stories often fade from headlines. Her funeral on September 23, 2025, drew mourners who honored her as a community servant, not a victim to dissect. A local activist's words at the service cut deep. Don't turn her death into your true crime story. Her family searched day and night. Show them respect. The memorial outside her home grew with flowers and balloons, a quiet plea to remember her life. What haunts most is the what-ifs. If Hugo had been detained in April, Da'Cara might be studying for her real estate license today. If she hadn't driven to Hyattsville, hadn't trusted those 40 seconds of talk, she might still be texting her father, "I love you." Justice moves forward. Hugo's hearing looms, but it feels hollow. Da'Cara deserved her dreams, her service, her life. Instead, she became a symbol of a system that valued policy over people. Her story lingers, a call to fix what's broken. Share your thoughts below. What could have changed this ending? Thank you for watching True Crime Intel. Subscribe to join us in uncovering stories that demand answers. Share Da'Cara's story to keep her light alive. Next time, we'll explore another case where warnings were ignored, leaving another family shattered. These stories matter because these lives matter. Until then, keep your loved ones close.